Hello and welcome to Week 3 of the CWBL. We have Irish Spring versus Satan's Helpers in a 3-game series today. I'm Justin, along with my co-host Chris.
How's it going?
And Chris was actually not at this game. He was out of town doing whatever he wanted to do, having fun with his family. That's a shot by Corpus right there. We saw some good play from both sides here. I know you weren't at it, but what would you be expecting coming into the series?
Well, I know both these teams have had prior struggles with pitching, so I'd say definitely a high-scoring series. Just trying to get the ball over the zone, not really too worried about strikeouts. Just kind of put the ball in play.
Yeah, you be so far spot on that statement. You see, that was a good strikeout pitch by Colin right there. Was able to get Corpus out, and that was the third out of the inning. Yep, third out of the inning. Caleb Sanchez, the captain for Irish Spring, starting on the mound for his team, and Colin wasted no time putting it over the fence. Makes it 1-0, or ties it actually 1-1 because Irish Spring scored in the top half. It ties it 1-1. Satan's Helpers showing some life here in Week 3. This was their third series, I believe, so far this season. So they've struggled a little bit at the beginning of the season, but they're starting to prove that they can hit a little bit.
Yeah, they're getting back into it. I definitely think they're one of the sleeper teams in the league.
Rude.
They get a little hot streak. I think they're going to be competing for one of the top spots in the standings.
Is that 4?
Now, one thing to note here, Kai Saban is actually substituting in for Caden Newman, who was out of town this weekend. So they actually still were able to have, I believe it was 4 players. They had 4? Yeah, they had 4 players as Frankie was still hurt. So speaking of only having 4 players, as Satan's Helpers makes it 3-1, you've played series with 5. You've also played a series with 3, which is the minimum, and 5 being the maximum, as Kai hits a shot
That's 7
out of the park. A 3-run home run for him, making it, I believe that actually ended up being the inning run rule limit in the first inning of the game, as Satan's Helpers clearly could hit again. But do you think there's any advantage to having 3 guys versus 5?
There could be. Hitting wise, if you have less, it's definitely an advantage.
And Marcus just hit a 3-run home run there in the top half of the second inning. Irish Spring again showing that they have a little bit of a bat. But going back to what you were saying.
Yeah, so hitting with less people is a little bit easier, especially if your guys are on a little bit of a hot streak. Hitting's a lot easier, but pitching definitely struggles. I'd way rather have 5 just for simply having extra pitching.
Assuming the pitchers are the guys.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So one thing to note about this game is both teams almost made a little pact, and you might have been able to hear it a little bit in the audio, maybe not. But both teams made a little bit of a pact to essentially just throw BP to each other. So they said, enough starting to strike everybody out. It's hard enough to hit the strikes in anyway, so let's just kind of lob it over and let's just hit the ball and have some fun. Which, honestly, maybe not going to win them the championship playing like that, as Marcus hit his second home run. Yeah, Marcus hit his second home run of the game right there, which actually hit the inning run rule limit for Irish Spring here in the top half of the second of game number 1. So we're all about having fun in the CWBL. We laugh, we have fun. It gets competitive at times. Obviously, we have some really good talent, really good athletic players, as you'll be able to see throughout as the year keeps going on, and as teams get more comfortable with the wiffle balls. But at the same time, sometimes just trying to let guys hit. That's just the way to go. And especially if both teams are struggling to throw strikes, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world for them to do.
Yeah, not at all. As long as you're out there having fun, hitting, it's definitely more fun to hit the ball than it is to walk.
As Marcus goes out on the mound right there, is Irish Spring, as we're talking about it, was struggling to find the strike zone as they were trying to pitch and throw strikes. And if you're not comfortable with the wiffle balls, or you haven't thrown it very much, you're going to end up walking quite a few guys. Corey hits himself a little ground out to the left side. And then, let's see, top of the third. Strikeout there for Corey. So Irish Spring came into the game. They were coming into the series. They were 1-1 so far on the year, this being their second series, as they had the rain delay from opening weekend against Scared Hitless. Satan's Helpers was 1-5 coming into the game, as they ended up winning game 1.
I need your best map excursion here.
And we started taking a look at game 2 here. Kind of more of the same, struggling to find the mound, both sides of the ball. And this is about the point where they said, okay, let's just start throwing strikes and having fun. And Kai took full advantage of that. Welcome to the league. Shot over the right field fence. And that was a grand slam.
Thank you.
Got to make sure you touch home plate, Colin. But grand slam for Kai. As we've seen some new players coming into the league, how big of a factor do you think the new guys coming into the league are going to be?
Well, it seems like everyone that we bring on has extreme talent coming in, a lot of prior baseball experience. So it's definitely nice to have the level of competition that we already have, and then to add more really good players in just elevates the game that much more.
Kai's up there again and hits a little ground ball to the right side. Everybody's safe. They all beat it out. And calling up to the plate. It's a line drive right back up the middle. Kai coming around third, or actually Corey, I believe.
Yeah. It's on the brakes there.
Yeah.
No. Take a break.
And that's ball 4. Makes it 6-0 for Satan's Helpers, and that's the inning run rule limit. As we go into the bottom of the first, Caleb strikes out there. Corpus with a little ground ball to the right side, but they are able to make the play, it looks like. Yeah, they were able to make the play for the second out of the inning. And there's a ground ball left side. Pretty much no one over there. Pretty much an easy base hit. Gets himself on base.
You gotta hit me first.
And 2 outs now for
Little check swing.
And then I believe he got him there for the third out of the inning. Yeah, he did. Going into the bottom of the second now.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm talking to
A
myself.
little pop up that was able to caught.
Go, Kevin. Yes, sir.
Colin gets walked on. I think it was 4 pitches that at bat. Corey ground ball left side again. Nobody really over there. Positioning plays an important factor, and with only having 3 guys in the field.
Yeah. We seem to have more of a shift towards center field, with both outfielders kind of shading towards center field a little bit.
And speaking of, as you mentioned, there's a ground ball right up the middle.
And see, you get little plays like that. It kind of evens out.
Definitely an interesting dynamic the way they, with only having 3 guys in the field.
We don't have that.
Ball hits straight at you. It's almost an easy play. Get it to the pitcher. The field's not very big, so it's easy to get the ball back in. But as Kai strikes out there to start the third inning, Colin with a ground ball up the middle. But it's very
play.
As the season's gone on and as we started playing games, and Kevin with a good hit over the pitcher's mound into the center field. I think it was caught though. And as we start playing games, alignment and shifts are actually kind of starting to play a role, as some players are a lot more pull happy than others, such as Marcus right there. This was Marcus's first series in the league, so he was kind of an unknown coming into this one.
Yeah, I think the more that teams kind of learn what the other players are doing, just by simply watching the other games, starting to learn the tendencies of where players are hitting, and you start to see those shifts a little more frequently.
Go back.
That was a good catch over there in left field. And they're actually able to turn a triple play, win game 2, as 6-1 was the final score. And we go into game number 3. Satan's Helpers back and being a home team.
They're
the home team in the series, so they're also the home team in this particular game. And Corpus hits a shot. Darian Corpus, and that one was just crushed. No doubter. Whoa.
We've seen a lot of those long distance shots in the left field.
Just asked for like 8.
Now, we understand we got kind of a short porch in left field, and it's all this first pitch swinging here for Marcus. They were able to make the play, but we've seen it's a short porch in left field, and we've seen some, like you said, some long shots over the left field fence. But even if the fence was deep, most of these home runs are just
most of them are almost clearing the actual wooden fence. It's about 40 feet behind our outfield fence, so there's no fence that's going to stop that.
No fence is going to stop that one
All the way
either.
around,
Kevin just
Faggy.
threw the bat about 300 feet
All the way
in the
around.
air. Now, I may be exaggerating a little bit, probably closer to about 20 to 30 feet. But, man, what a bat flip for Repack. How about that one? You got to love that one.
That was awesome.
It makes it 2-1 in game number 3. Corey up to the plate. Strikes out swinging.
Looking to go back to back there.
Kai
Quite
with a
good.
line drive right up the center. Gets himself on base. Good hit there. Colin pops it up, and I believe
That's a fair ball.
Can't really see what happened there, but I believe that actually, if I remember correctly, that actually bounced fair and spun foul, but it landed past the base, therefore fair ball.
out.
And then Darian with a good play there to get Kai out at third. Corey back up to the plate. It's a ground ball up the middle, gets past the pitcher. And then Colin with a good heads-up play makes it 3-1 for Satan's Helpers. Knowing where the ball is key when you're trying to round third. No third base coach, obviously. We don't have that many guys, but
Yeah, got to keep your head on the
He's out.
swivel. Pay attention to what's going on around you.
they were able to get the third out there before Kevin scored. Going into the top of the second in game number 3. Now, as we get into week 3, teams are only playing 15 games throughout the season before the playoffs. This was Satan's Helpers' third series. Positioning for playoffs is only 5 teams make the playoffs. Gets important as Kevin hits the line shot right at the tree.
It went under.
That one was hit hard. I remember that one. That one was hit really hard.
Yeah, you did.
But as we make our way into more of the playoff push, this ended up being I think this is going to end up being a really important series for Satan's Helpers.
Yes, because Satan's Helpers have to play Shell Shock in a series, and they also have to play Scared Hitless, which are going to be 2 pretty tough series. 2 teams that are sitting up on the top in the standings right now. So getting these early wins in the season are very
Not
important
at
for
all.
Irish Springs showed some, so far early in the season, they showed some life of being able to hit a little bit, being able to play, and I think pitching is really, really going to be an important factor going forward. If they can find some pitchers and get some clutch wins, as Corey with a line shot right over the left fielder's head, he had no chance of catching that one. That's a grand slam. They took the lead here. I can't remember exactly what the score is. I know I'm about to put it up here in just a second, so let's give me just half a second. I believe, was that the
hitting it, go and sit down.
may have been the inning run rule limit.
No,
Corey
the
took a
one
long
he
time to
launched,
come
he
around the
actually
bases.
ran
Yeah,
out of
9-1. That's right. Going to the top of the third. 9-1's the score. Keep this in mind. 9-1 is the score.
Oh,
Correct.
hey, it's a good thing I don't.
Gets on base there with a little base hit. Caleb gets walked. Runners on first and second. Darian comes up to the plate.
Had nothing to do with it.
Ground ball to the left side. Everybody's safe though, as Ian was able to get back to the base. And that lob pitch can be a brutal strikeout pitch, as Ian strikes out as well. 2 outs.
2 outs in the
bottom
inning
of the
already.
third. Not able to make the play. Ball goes through his legs. Ian with some good heads up ball right there. Darian being smart, staying at third. They end up scoring 2 runs, make it 9-3. Darian comes back up, gets hit by the pitch for the second time. He takes the base. Marcus back up.
Fair ball.
Line shot right down the third baseline. Everybody's safe. Run scores. It's now 9-4. The bases are loaded.
Fair ball. There's no one over there.
Ian into no man's land in the little Bermuda Triangle over there where nothing gets caught.
Ball 4.
Yeah, 9-6 now. Darian comes up and hits a moonshot to dead center. They actually take the lead in the top of the third, making it 10-6 on a grand slam by Corpus.
And almost all that with 2 outs. Outstanding comeback there. Not over yet, but that's a big deficit to come back from.
Tell you what, we have guys that can throw hard
Oh
enough.
man, that was.
Again, this goes back. They've got the hitting. They've just got to find the pitching.
I'd agree with that. And they pops up into foul territory for the third out. So remember how we had talked about trying to lob the ball in there, trying to just have fun, play games?
Yep.
Irish Spring puts Darian on the mound. Ground ball up the middle, gets the force out, tries to get the peg, misses the peg, tries to get the peg going back to second, misses the peg again. Now the ball's in center field. Colin was able to score, ties the game up. It's 10-10 now. In the bottom of the third inning. And Corey with a ground ball to the left side. And couldn't quite get the ball in play. Couldn't quite get the ball in time.
Your brain and
And
run.
now Kai's up to bat. Kai with a little flare out to center. I believe that one landed. And then Colin strikes out for the third out of the inning. So we're going to the top of the fourth now. Extra innings in game number 3. That's going to be an important game for later down the road, as wins to not be that six seed and get knocked out of the playoffs it's going to be important.
Yeah, it's going to make a huge difference. And again, these two teams right now sitting kind of in the middle of the standings. Every win is very important for them right now.
Irish Spring goes up 12-10 in the top of the fourth. Line drive right back up the middle. A good catch right there. Darian comes up to the plate. Didn't quite get out, hit the top of the fence, but it makes it 14-10 now. I believe that made it 14-10. Yeah, it made it 14. No, now it's 14-10. And then Ian ran right through third base for the second out of the inning. And then a good play there by Colin at the mound, able to get the third out. Scared Hillis is now down 4 runs in the bottom of the fourth. They have to score 4 to tie, 5 to win.
Yeah, they've got the power for it. As you see right there, Corey with another shot there. That's going to be a 2-run shot, and that's going to bring him a little bit closer here as we near the end of this one.
So keep in mind here, the first and second inning of this game probably lasted about 15 minutes. The third and fourth inning lasted almost 40 minutes just between those 2 innings because of how much scoring there was and how many plays and how much happened. As Kai flies out in the center field, Colin gets walked, and I believe did Kai get on base? Yeah, Kai did get on base. And Colin with the base up the middle, and then good heads up running before they were able to get the ball in the circle. He's able to come around and make it 14-13. Satan's helpers looking for another comeback from behind to try to tie it up again. Colin gets walked. Now the bases are loaded, 14-13. Ground ball to the left side. Ties the game up. Huge clutch hit for Kevin, as I believe there's 2 outs. And then Corey with a line drive off the wall. Everybody's safe. Walk-off shot right off the left field wall. Satan's helpers takes the sweep. They win 3 games against Irish Spring.
What a game. What a series. It's a good series.
Good series. Got him back into the playoff picture. Man, that's just a good series, good game. Satan's helpers is now 4-5. Irish Spring is now, I believe, 1-5. Man, if you guys made it this far, just comment something down below, like something just ridiculous, like just like your favorite color. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and
just let us know what you think, and stay posted for the next upload.
see you guys next time.
See ya.